The Boys Season 5, Episode 6 preview. Everything that's about to go horribly wrong. Something changed after Episode 5, and if you were paying attention, The Boys just quietly set up what could be the most devastating turning point of the entire final season. Not because of the blood, not because of the deaths, but because for the first time, Homelander may actually be winning. And Episode 6 might be where that becomes irreversible. Because hidden inside all the chaos of Episode 5 were 3 massive clues that reveal exactly where this story is heading. And honestly, if these theories are right, Episode 6 could completely destroy any hope the boys have left. What's up, guys? Welcome back. With The Boys Season 5 entering its final stretch, Episode 6 is shaping up to be one of the biggest episodes this series has ever done. We're now only a few episodes away from the series finale, which means there's no more setup, no more stalling, no more side missions. Everything from the last 4 seasons is finally starting to collide. And after the insane twists of Episode 5, there are some huge questions fans are asking right now. Is Homelander about to become unstoppable? What exactly is Butcher planning with the virus? And why does Episode 5 feel like it was secretly warning us that someone major is about to fall? Let's break it all down. Episode 5 wasn't filler, it was the calm before the collapse. A lot of fans initially thought Episode 5 slowed things down, but if you look closer, it did something way more dangerous. It repositioned every major player on the board. Homelander is no longer just reacting, he's calculating. That's terrifying because historically, Homelander has always been most vulnerable when he's emotional, reckless, or unstable. But Episode 5 showed flashes of something different: control, precision, patience. And that suggests Episode 6 could show the version of Homelander fans have feared since Season 1. One who's fully embraced power without hesitation. That's when he becomes almost impossible to stop. This also lines up with current fan speculation that Episode 6 pushes him deeper into absolute authority rather than emotional breakdown. Community discussions are heavily focused on that escalation. Number 2, Annie January is about to become the real leader. One of the smartest things this final season is doing is shifting leadership away from Butcher, and Episode 6 could complete that transition. For years, Butcher has been the one dragging everyone forward through pure obsession, but that obsession is becoming his biggest weakness. Annie, on the other hand, represents something the boys have never truly had: direction without self-destruction. Episode 5 subtly framed her differently, less reactive, more strategic, and with the team fractured, captured, and emotionally exhausted, Episode 6 feels like the perfect moment for Annie to step up as the person who finally unites what's left. This would also mirror one of the show's biggest long-term themes, that beating monsters requires refusing to become one. And right now, Annie might be the only character still holding on to that. Number 3, Butcher's virus plan could split the team forever. This is where things get dark. The virus storyline is almost certainly heading toward its breaking point, and if Episode 6 follows the trajectory the show has been building, Butcher may finally force the team to confront the question they've been avoiding. How far is too far? Because wiping out all soups sounds like justice if you're looking through Butcher's eyes. But from everyone else's perspective, that's genocide. And that moral line is exactly what The Boys has always been about. The show constantly asks whether revenge eventually turns heroes into the very thing they hate. If Butcher pushes forward with this plan in Episode 6, don't be surprised if Huey, Annie, and even Kimiko directly turn against him. That conflict could become even more dangerous than the war against Homelander. The hidden Homelander setup fans are catching. This is where things get really, really interesting. A growing theory in fan discussions is that Episode 5 planted visual and dialogue clues suggesting Homelander is preparing for something bigger than simple domination. Not political control, not revenge, transformation. There's increasing speculation surrounding his search for enhanced compound V variants and what that could mean for Episode 6. Some fan leak discussions suggest this could involve a power amplification angle, though none of that is officially confirmed. If true, this changes everything, because the final battle stops being, can the boys kill Homelander, and becomes, can they even hurt him anymore? That would instantly raise the stakes heading into Episodes 7 and 8. Number 5. Someone major is probably dying in Episode 6. Let's be real, this is The Boys, and with only 3 episodes left, the body count is about to get brutal. Episode 6 feels exactly like the kind of episode where the show removes a major emotional anchor to force the endgame forward. The biggest possibilities? Mother's Milk, because his death would shatter the group emotionally. Frenchie, because his arc feels dangerously close to resolution. Or someone unexpected tied directly to Homelander's emotional instability. And if that happens, we could see Homelander fully snap in episode 7. What episode 6 is really about? Under all the violence and chaos, episode 6 is likely about one thing: choice. Every major character is approaching a point where they'll have to choose who they really are: Butcher, monster or savior; Annie, resistor or leader; Huey, follower or decision maker; Homelander, god or destroyer. And whichever choices they make here will define the ending of the entire series. Final prediction. Here's my prediction. Episode 6 ends with one massive betrayal. Not a fight, not a death. A betrayal that completely changes the balance of power. Because this late in the final season, emotional damage matters more than physical destruction. And if The Boys stays true to its style, the real shock won't be who dies. It'll be who switches sides. So what do you think happens in episode 6? Does Butcher finally cross the line? Is Annie about to become the true face of the Resistance? Or is Homelander about to become something even worse? Drop your predictions below. And if you want a full breakdown the second episode 6 drops, make sure you're subscribed, because if these theories are even half right, the final episodes of The Boys are about to get absolutely insane.